Greetings everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and I'm Simmer Chase. So today's episode number 58 of our speed builds, and I'm so excited to get going. So have you ever thought of doing maybe a gender inclusive, all-inclusive wedding boutique? Have no fear, we have it today. Wedding Boutique Square. So I'm really excited. I was like, there'd be a place that is just more targeted and built from the ground up for an all-inclusive wedding. Not one where they're like, well, we can make this work, or, oh, we could kind of shoehorn your wedding into this idea. It's like, no, I want something that's marketed to me, that's got me from me, all the way in the beginning of me. Yes. So I'm like going through the motions, like, oh, none of this really is like, it's, just sort of marketed to the usual cliche. And then like, here, we can make this work, or, nope. So let's think about designing a brand, a building, a concept like that, and reusing some of our old, dilapidated downtown, towny style, old architecture rectangular buildings. Yeah, so we have 3 here, and we've reused them into Wedding Boutique Square. We've got coffee cart, we have a couple different restaurants, bars, cake tasting area, VIP lounge area, VIP fitting areas. Then we have also like everything's just super VIP luxe feeling, but also at a good cost. So I think it's definitely going to be worth it. And I think it'd be a really neat concept for real life. And I hope this inspires you and sparks your imagination as well. Oh my gosh, this is insane. These two, like, okay, so I want to start out a little crazy. And yeah, the first thing, we have a unique relationship going on here. Okay, so I kind of sped up and stuff, and the audio got weird because I recorded this on my old computer. Some of this footage is like carryover from the old. So I made this thing, oh my gosh, where they ended up like falling in love. He had just graduated high school and he fell in love. He had like a grandma crush thing. So no judgment or anything. He's over 18. He's like 20 now. They've been around together for a while. And so now it's cool because yay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I'm really excited. Yay. Oh, she's already proposing. Oh, yes. Okay. Cool. So now he's like super into it and totally stoked. Like, yes, this is going to happen. But now they need a store, that's an inclusive store, a store that, they can just find everything that they need for their perfect day, and with lots of sampling and lots of tasting and just, kind of going through everything. Oh, see, and that's how quick it was. Wow. Congratulations. And they're already married. And we have wedding, our first wedding at the all inclusive, designed for inclusion, Wedding Boutique Square. So Wedding Boutique Square is really exciting. It's basically an old, historic, charming nest of 3 buildings that have been totally renovated and restored into the lovely boutique square for weddings. Yay! And they just had their wedding outside. They eloped immediately because they were so excited. And here is how it comes together, folks. So here is the speed build, and then at the end, yay, at the end is really exciting too. So I actually did like a little photo gallery that you can catch. It's at like 21, I think. So yeah, I'll add the marker. But here is the outside. It was really fun. I really was using that sort of idea of the old Midwest or like Western even style. They kind of can be found all over the US really, but just these old towny sort of town style buildings. And I know they look silly because we can't build wall to wall, or I would run a bunch of these all together. But there is gonna be like on the other side of this, as you see, kind of like through as I build. Then I did kind of design another one that emulates this design a little bit. Because that other one I didn't build, so I was like, I'm gonna tear that down because I didn't build it, and I'm only doing lots that I built in a whole save file, and then eventually I'll share the save file when I finally have most of the lots, if not all of them, done. Because they keep coming out with more worlds, you know. So well, by the time I get most of them done, and then I'm like, oh, more. And as detailed as I get. So here, for instance, I do these fitting rooms, of course. So I wanted really to put inclusion forefront and center. So you're gonna find a lot of things that aren't really tailored towards like women or men or a specific gender or class or style or any type of people. It's for everyone. So that no matter what, you can find something here that you'll like and leave with a smile and at least have a plan together for your day, but probably leave with something. Or like a whole event all like ready to go. So I've got right now is basically the main showroom, like floor room area, and then this is sort of like the boutique space where it's got just like a lot of like more of the curated, fashion moments. And then over here on the side, we just got lots of displays. I wish there was a way we could do like jewels and things like that, like piles of jewels. So like displays of jewels and things would be really cute, but maybe someday. Because I don't use CC here ever. I just want to create like inclusive, available builds for everyone. And so at first I really wasn't sure how I wanted to design it. And then I was like, each building needs to have its own identity. So then maybe it's like an owner bought like three separate buildings that have been kind of different uses over time, and then you kind of like rework it. So you have me like building out more of like the retail displays. I really was stoked to do this because we've got a couple really neat things since this was possible. And one of them is definitely the dream home decorator organizer things. So they make me happy. Oh yeah, and I love to get crazy with the fountains. So I love playing with fountains. And yeah, so I was like really stoked about that, and I'm just like, I want to definitely create somewhere where I would want to shop. Other people I know would shop all over the rainbow, including, your regular, bride to be, or you maybe have like me that's gonna be like marrying someone that they're not expecting, So, and I'm like, no husband. They're like, what? Well, oh. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do here. So I'm like, maybe you even this might be the first time you're meeting some significant other's parents. So that you might need some like really nice safe space areas. So there's a beverage center bar. Here there is also really neat displays that you can look at, clothes and things to try on, lots of electronics, even household stuff. I do a little household, like general merchandise store as well. And then we also have, like, still, this is the boutique coming in here. So I've got like two stores, and then we have a cafe. We have like a little coffee cart area. So there's a lot of like places to create the experience for like an all day sort of event for a sim to plan their wedding, get buy things for the wedding, the bar, the restaurant that's here, and then also just a lot like there's a lot of like basic amenities too. Like the basement has like a vault and like a private VIP showroom underneath the general merchandise store and like this boutique here that I'm doing. So there's like another basement level. Yeah. And so it'll go down and be like really rad, and it'll give you like some really nice space for some bathrooms. So I've got like six public bathrooms as well here. And then this is more of the boutique area. It took me a minute to figure it out because I was like, I want to be something that's not really like just got a big bride on a pedestal, like we always see. Like, I want something more open, if anything, that's just where more people could imagine themselves there. And so I was thinking more of like nature and plants. Like, everybody loves to decorate plants, but I am obsessed with decorating with plants. It's really a lot of way that I can add a lot of my own sort of personality to it. And then doing like the little place cards and things like that, and the price notes and tags and all that. I love getting into doing all this extra detail. So everything's very detail focused in this build as well. It's definitely my most focus on detail in restaurants. Or I'm sorry, not restaurants, but in stores ever, that I've ever built, I would say. And so there's just like every little area is sort of themed for some sort of use. Like, you've got your bath and body stuff, and then you've got your like all different kind of bouquets and table arrangement options that I've kind of decked out as well. And then I kind of created all these like different vignettes to sort of play up like different ideas to use objects, or that you could sell things as well, like in here too, even just so it's like, here's an idea, here's some stuff. And then maybe like an Instagram wall in the back, where you could have like a bride kind of do like a little catwalk sort of thing, or like one of those step and turn things or whatever it's called. And then here's like the little forget me not stuff, and then outside this part of the restaurant area where you can try cake and other cool stuff for your wedding day, because they offer catering, so you can get that. And then also lots of mirrors, because like you've got to check on everything all the time and make sure that you look cute like right now, and they're going to look cute later, and just kind of be to the nines. And then that's like my favorite coffee table too, is like one of them is that like floral one. And then I really love doing my own DIY seating arrangements too, so you'll see me do a lot of sectional tool stuff, as well as all of these like built-ins and things, because I felt like it would just create a lot more luxurious shopping experience than if I just did basic racks. So I kind of did more the curated look. So just depending on which sort of vignette or area you're kind of looking at, kind of like the way I guess IKEA sets up their stuff, is the way I was sort of envisioning it a little bit, of just where it's more of a curated vibe. Or like maybe if you go into one of like the really high-end retailers, is what I was really thinking as well. But then, not necessarily charging those kind of prices. And so then I'm coming in with all the lighting. Yes, I love exterior lighting. It's probably one of the favorite things of mine, is just making sure it looks good at night. And then this was sort of like where it's like the suits, as I called it, like this upper level area here. And for some reason, they always put the guys section or like the suits and stuff up towards like the upper levels. So that's the same here. And then I thought it would be really neat to have like the skylight as well, just so then maybe like, what if half the roof was missing and you wanted to repurpose the building, but instead of having to rebuild all the roof, you could just leave it open and kind of square it off and get some glass and do a neat roof, out of glass, and then kind of make an opportunity out of and like a win from an opportunity that was otherwise could have not been an ideal situation. So I really love doing like these corner curve to counters for the retail stuff. So yeah, I kind of wanted to put some extra gift ideas up here in the top too. And then just other areas in case you're burnout of shopping and need to sit down and watch the other people try on stuff, or the other Sims. So a lot of gifts, because of course that's a big deal. So maybe you're like the sister-in-law or the brother-in-law or the friend or somebody that's just kind of like tagging along, and then you've got to think of them as well. It's inclusive for everyone. So that's how you sell. You've got to make sure that you're open to everyone and offering services to everyone you can, and just not alienate folks just because of their what you feel like is an indifferent situation, and then sue them. That's not nice. So like, um, I was just thinking, like what if we one up them and do our own inclusive stores and really cater to everyone and give a really wholehearted experience back to like the original purpose of just being in love and being two people together that really just want to share that commitment and let others know about it, and then also have a really fun experience as they go along the process, and give a whole new generation of people the ability to dream that something that many of us couldn't or didn't even think about because it wasn't something that was really possible. So I really wanted to kind of do this justice and really make just something that's really fun and something that I could really see myself going to and using, and then just kind of getting ideas from as well, or even suggestions, I could like pass on. And then this made me think of like Bed Bath and Beyond or something, but you know how they like would always used to go up all the way to the ceiling from the floor. So I was like, this would be hilarious if it was like backstock extra kind of stuff. So we've got all that there, and then each store has its own cash register area, so you kind of know. And then this is like more of the homewares stuff, and then the garden area. So I've got like a little flower shop as well going in. So we even have that too, your florist, because of course, and you can even do see. So I know someone and others that would rather do their own, and maybe save some costs and stuff and get the stuff themselves. So you could either buy the flowers and then do the bouquet here yourself, or bring your own and do your own bouquet here yourself with the like the equipment and stuff. So there's several ideas and options there to monetize that and think about it. But I was like, man, it'd be really neat if you could have like a nice little garden out back of here, and then be able to allow um, the wedding people, whoever's getting married, to go out there and pick their own, make their own bouquets if they wanted to, because I know some people get really into like micromanaging and doing all of it, that they would rather just go out there and pick it themselves, pick the ones that they want themselves. And then I guess maybe reduce like the amount of anxiety it is and disappointment. So yeah, you could totally make it as DIY as you want it to be. And so that was kind of my vision really with this, I think, more than anything, was just to really give like that power back to the people that are actually in the wedding and doing it, and paying for it, so just making it inclusive and fun and exciting and interesting and worth like a couple hours of someone's time, because you're asking them, just like I am right now asking you to spend time watching my video. You're asking people to spend time at your party or whatever. So it's like, sometimes I think people get like they forget, and so then it just becomes more about like the whole party thing rather than the people that are actually putting it on and then being happy. So I think that that's really what's super important. And I just kind of wanted to bring in the last little bit here. So maybe you're coming in the morning really early or late, and your mother-in-law is about ready to get there, or soon to be, and you're like, oh my gosh, I need some coffee, the red eye. Yeah, you can totally just hit it up right here. And then I was thinking of other like little charming like extra details as I went along, of just sort of like, oh, here, I need to get this, I need to put this in, or think of these other little place settings and things like that. So this towards the end was all about just fixing up the little bit of details, putting in the inlays, getting the outdoor little areas together as well. And I really love creating sort of this Sputnik look with the star sort of look with the lighting fixtures, and also using those canopies over the bar. I thought was gonna give it like that really fun moment. And then down here in the basement, then I pop in with my biggest sectional I've ever done, but I thought it'd be really neat to do that. And then also here is what it looks like then, sort of with its neighbors. So that's the place for doers, and then I've got the makers space as well. So that's there too. So we just have like this whole like little village of eclectic buildings in Newcrest. And so I put them all sort of like back to back together. And then there's the new one that here on the end you can see. So that will be our next one that we do after this one. So that will be fun too. There's several others I've got designed and on the table that I need to get through. But here is this one. And so here's sort of like my tour, as you can see. So yeah, it's just sort of like peeking in and out a little bit of each of the areas so you can just get a good vibe of what it is, because I know sometimes it's really hard when I'm just like going quickly, like boom, boom, boom. And I know this is still kind of quick too, but to fit it all in like a time that people are willing to watch, you know? So, um, I was like, I've got to cut, because I'll sit there and like cut it down until it's like really short. But then the problem is then it's like impossible to like even pay attention to. And I'm somebody that like I don't want it to spin a lot. I don't want it to be like really hard to watch. I don't want it to sound poor. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be as good and high quality and professional looking as possible. And so I just like keep aspiring to like do one better every time I do it. So I can't wait until I like can start to finish use my new computer on all the recording stuff, so then I can really capture some really like really like compelling graphics. And I hope like in the next generation it's even more stunning. I imagine it will, because there's always going to be mobile in my opinion. So I think they'll go more of like the like this look in mobile and then kind of grow the graphics capabilities, hopefully with Unreal Engine. So here's our fun little area here. So it's like the little kitchenette area for our little like coffee cart. And then down here is the VIP area. So I was thinking like this would be really fun. And then here's one of the public bathrooms just so you can kind of see what it looks like. But yeah, so it was just like a really fun VIP lounge area. And then I kind of get back up in the top lounge so that you can see it as well. That was like a little tap house sort of idea is what I was thinking of, like a little brewery thing. And then over here's the flower shop that also has some like home goods kind of stuff. So it's basically like a little flower shop with a little candle shop kind of thing, the little cute stuff. And then here's another one of the restrooms, and then like vending hall. But this is also in the lower basement, and then up, and then here. So this is like the skinny, tall piece. So this is your little DIY flower area here. And then up here again, more DIY flower area, and maybe doing your own scrapbooking and cards too. Because like you're gonna have all those photos, and some people may want to actually print them, or Sims might. So there's then the outside little seance area too, because I mean, some people really want that much micromanaging that you even want to like contact the spirits, or get a seance or fortune. And then here it is, of course, at night as well. So you can just kind of see it spin around and in different ways, just to kind of get a good view of it and what it looks like. And I hope you download it as well. It's on the gallery now. I was really glad to have made it. And I think that the design itself is just, it was so important, and kind of to tell the story as well. Just like, hey, everyone, heads up, like, alert, alert, like, you're missing out on these probably billions of dollars, especially globally, from folks where you're just not them. So you're trying to just emulate what they're wanting. But really, it's like, maybe not. Maybe just go back to the basics a little bit and remember that we're all people, and then remember that it's all about celebrating each other and the commitment together, and then the future that you're going to have together. So then it shouldn't be like crazy expensive. It shouldn't be in some fancy address, because you're paying for that too, and all those things. So, um, luxury doesn't necessarily mean the label. It means about the experience, and it means about the time saved, which is like one of the biggest luxuries of all, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely super important. And that's why I had to do this and tell that story. So again, thank you everybody so much for tuning into. And I'm just so grateful. So grateful that I got to spend time with you today and build this and make this like neat, historically charming 1800s-esque repurposed towny style build. And yes, so it's called on the gallery, it is called the Wedding Boutique Square. So the Wedding Boutique Square, and it is on the gallery now. And you can also find me on Twitch, where I stream on weekends. Yes, so weekends usually towards like 4 p.m., 3 p.m. And then you can also find me then throughout the week. Just definitely hit the follow. And then here on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like if you can. And I am super grateful. Again, thank you so much for your time. And I hope you guys have a great day and stay proud, everyone. Go out and do something magical. And I'll see you next time.